Are we live? And it's dark. There's our three. There's our two. There's our one. Welcome. This is episode 10 of the Option Podcast. I'm Jason DeBillius, and you have asked, and now you receive, because me, I got to give the people what they want. Lucas Yoder, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Nothing much. How you doing? Thanks for having me on, Jason.
All right, cool, man. So let's start with the easy stuff first. Let's start with volleyball. See if we can get a zoom in, zoom out on that thing on that, so we can get a better shot of him. Because I don't make sure the lighting's good. You turn around, that's actually your shot right there. Boom, nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So Lucas, let's start with the most recent past. You've been bouncing back and forth, AVP, right? Indoor. Tell us a little bit about the indoor stuff. You went to Switzerland?
Yeah, I was playing in Switzerland last season, and the level of play there wasn't what I expected. It was definitely lower than in college, even.
Yeah.
And my teammates just wasn't a good fit, honestly. The team that I went to. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and it's what I always wanted to pursue after playing in college. But my friend Andy Benish also played in Lausanne right after Usc, and he said that he didn't have a fun time and that the level of play in Switzerland is not good. So he advised me not to go back. But I just wanted to give it another shot, and so I played there that season. But it just wasn't fulfilling, wasn't fun. And then living up in Hermosa Beach this summer, just playing beach up here, I just realized, like, whoa, this is the fun volleyball community.
Yeah.
Like, this is a blast.
Yeah, definitely. Did they make you wear the tight shorts or short shorts? You didn't do short shorts in Finland?
No, not in Switzerland.
Yeah, I played in Germany and I had to wear short shorts. And I have a picture. They're yellow. They're yellow with red and white stripes. It's the ugliest freaking thing you have ever seen, and they are all about legs. So yeah, and if you were going to stay overseas, probably like Italy would have been more ideal as far as a level of competition and satisfaction. The money is definitely there. It's mob money. I'll say it on camera. I said it. It's mob money. So, and the way overseas volleyball works is like every 10 years, when the gig is up, Russia is the new league with the more money, and then when their gig is up, the mob, when that mob gets taken down, goes back to Italy. So residually, when I played, it was Italy, and then Germany, not Germany, Russia, and at the time I think Reed Pretty, Stanley, Lloyd Ball were all there getting experience, which helped them immensely for that 2008 run. So Reed Pretty got out a little late from indoor to the beach. You, my man, have gotten out early.
I'm definitely not for sure done with indoor. I still love playing like 6-on-6 volleyball. Like even the Manhattan Beach 6-man tournament just made me realize, like, wow, I love like the team environment, but like when I'm playing on a fun team. Like, so I'm on 12th Street and I'm playing with like local legends, these old guys, and then older UC Irvine indoor players. And we got 4th place this year, and it's just like such a blast playing in like that sort of environment with like Fenoy passing next to you, CB's on my team. Like, then we got like Swati, who's won the AVP doubles open before, and then like all these local guys like telling me like, Yoder, just get your feet to the ball. Just like demanding greatness out of like good indoor players. And like we have like 20 guys on the back line just heckling and just hammered back there, just like yelling stuff.
Well, there's something nostalgic about Manhattan 6s and 4s on 12th Street, but the most intriguing thing I got, it's dominated by the indoor players. Like every time you're in a semis or in the finals, you're not going to get very far without, because middles, to me, is what divides people who are getting their AAA and just the people who are pros. Those are the middles. And you got Chris Austin, right? He's always in the finals with Spider or whatever. He's a fucking savage. Nobody likes Chris for some reason. I like him. They're like, oh, I can't stand that motherfucker. And I'm like, just tell him. Yeah, he gets a lot of blowback.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I do, because for some reason, it all comes to me. They think I'm media, and I'm not media. I'm just an entertainer. I'm not. I did a little media because when I moved here, I wanted to coach and do commentating. To do commentating, you got to do media for a year. So I get all that at the same time, but I can only go by meeting people face to face. I like you. We talked. I like Lucas Yoder. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even think you put yourself in a position for people to talk about you. I mean, you know, which is good, right?
Yeah.
I guess, you know, whatever. But yeah, Chris gets a lot of fucking blowback. I don't know what
Really?
that's all about. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So, you how many AVPs did you get to this year?
Just two. The first one I played in was AVP Manhattan Beach, and qualified for that one.
Yep.
And then I
With
played
who?
Rick Cervantes
Okay.
from Santa Barbara.
Savage.
He's so fun to play with. Yeah, he's a really good player.
Yeah. Who else?
And then Christian Honer asked me to play in Chicago. We lost the round to get in.
Ah, okay. And I think last year you qualified with Baranek, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we qualified in Hermosa together.
He's a qualifying machine.
Yeah.
Right. I think he made the qualifier like 6 times with 5 different partners.
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness. So yeah, you're one of those guys too. It's like every time you qualify, you're there. You have a winner's mentality, and that's what I've always liked about you.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing to win. So so you're balancing your time. You're not going to make a lead decision, right?
I definitely want to try to play all the AVP tour stops next summer though.
Good.
I want to be a full-time beach player next summer.
Any partner?
Ideally, honestly, Andy Benish. Yeah, I'd probably play with Andy next summer. We were talking about that a little bit last weekend. We were just playing 4-man for fun.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, we should just split block and like both play like lazy defense.
Hell yeah.
Like, just side out at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
And
the best teams in the world split block. I mean, you might not find them in the United States, but you look at the Latvians, they split block. You look at 2 of the teams from Russia, well, one of the teams from Russia, they split block. Brazil, these ridiculous partner changes. Every chance they get, they're going to be splitting block.
6'9" guys like the defender.
Playing, yeah,
like,
6'11".
I can see Andy being a pretty good defender.
Yeah,
just because he's like 6'8", 6'9", and can sprawl out like covering like 12 feet of ground.
One move to the ball is a real thing, my man. Right? If that first step is big, because Pompilio, who was Jose Loyola's coach when he played, he's also a P1440. One of the things he's trying to, Arturo does this too. He's on your peel on the block. He's always trying to get people to step big off that, because that first step gives you instant speed. Where if you step small, you would have to build up speed to pursue a ball. Where that first step allows you to just slow down. Because I'd rather have fast and slow down, and then go slow. And you're like, it's like the running man, right? The wind's going this way, the ball's going this way, and you took 2 steps, and you're like, holy shit, it's still over there. So yeah, I like that. I like that team. What side would you play?
I play right side.
You play right side. Good. It's easier on your shoulder.
Yeah, I've never really played right side doubles before. So I was an outside hitter in college, and then whenever I do play beach, I'll play left side. But I've noticed like when it's strand side wind, that I side out really well going back, like back 2s or even like 5s. So I'm pretty comfortable hitting on the right side. And then when I play 4-man, I'm definitely a better right side player. And then when I play on the left side, I'll hit out of the middle. I learned that from like Taylor Crabb and stuff, like playing 4-man with him. He plays middle both sides just because he has so much range and stuff. Yeah,
he's got the queen's rest. That's what we call it.
And stuff. So I started playing middle on the left side, and I realized that like cutback is like my natural like arm swing. So I think I could be a pretty good like natural right side player.
And you keep a lot of your court vision too, right? Coming in on a left like that, you does it feel like peripherally the court is cut in half, or you see the whole thing?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't played doubles in like 2 months.
He's like, I don't even know what you're asking. What are you even asking me right now?
I don't know what you're asking, but like I just don't even know.
Okay. Yeah, well, I've been coaching for 21 years, been playing for 30, and that was one of the things where I was teaching some of my kids. I was working with Ferrell Schultz and Jake Garudia, Jersey Jake, wherever you are, you're a dork, but I still like you. And Earl is just chill, man. Cool. Yeah, Earl's the guy you invite over for like board game night. You know what I'm saying?
Nice
no, but something I was teaching him, like right after you pass, just look across the net. And then after you look across the net, and when you look back at the ball, you're going to see peripherals. You're going to see from here, you're going to see progressions, the block coming, peeling and this and that. And use it as a teaching tool to stay locked in. So you're not doing, and you'll see TK Cola do this a lot. Like,
Yeah, I do notice that.
So just you know, I've been coaching in the summer. Girls, we got a bunch of girls going to SC. We have four girls committed to SC, going to play for Dane.
Nice.
Right now it's the smallest group, but it leads the nation in commitments per capita.
Nice.
So 4 girls going to SC, 2 Long Beach State, 1 Arizona, 1 Grand Canyon University, which is actually a men. You ever played that men's team?
Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're D2, right? But they got a
I think they're Division 1.
Division 1.
In a different conference.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're good. We beat them in like 5 games, I think. The one time we played them my junior year or senior year. So they put us a battle for us.
Cool. So here's a question. Your senior year at SC, guys, he's All-American at USC, as I already said. How many, to the best of your memory, how many of them went to 5 sets? Like you finished 15-9. No, that was last year. Sorry. The year before, I think it was 4. You were 1-7. Had to fight like hell to get to 14-14 or something like that.
Yeah. We only finished at like 500, I think.
Yeah, you got a lot of sets, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You look at the stats, right?
Yeah.
And you look at people that played like more sets than him, but you look at hitting attempts. He's like right there with people who played more matches.
Yeah. Gert Leisha was our setter, and he pretty much only set me like 80% of the time, and Andy Benish the other 20% of the time, which is honestly like really smart. If I was a setter indoors, I would do that too.
All the time, yeah.
I would just set like the hot hitter and set like a consistent setter. Like you watch high level volleyball, like pretty much do that too. Yeah.
Cool. So I guess what I'm trying to ask, when you were in 5-game situations, were you comfortable? Did you play enough where you're like, we're gonna win this? If it's or you look at a team like, if it's going to 5, we got them.
I don't know. I don't remember too specifically because my senior year we were playing with like a really young, inexperienced opposite.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too confident in like his abilities or his confidence per se. And then, we just had like, and then our second middle blocker was just also kind of shaky. So I mean, it was definitely always just like it's up for grabs, but we were always down to battle in the 5th game.
No, of course. And I think last year they were undefeated at home. That actually gave them a pretty decent win-loss record. And there was something crazy that happened at the UCLA game.
Yeah, I was there. I saw that their senior night. I saw that.
I'm gonna blow him up. He's gonna be so mad. Jenny Newman.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Someone he showed me a video.
Yeah.
He sent me the video of what happened to tail end, and like Micah in his face, and then all of a sudden that dude from Canada is there, and like the Misery, everyone is up in his grill.
Yeah, Newman's not the brightest tool in the show.
No.
The sharpest tool in the show.
But here's the cool thing, like I go to Hennessy's like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
And who do I see? Oh, you were there.
Really?
Yeah, Micah over here.
Yeah.
And him over there bumping back and forth like it's the fucking Tonight Show. And I'm like, y'all put people through all that drama.
Yeah. Well,
you were there?
Yeah, I was sitting in the end zone though. And they were sitting courtside, and actually Weston Carrico was sitting right next to Danny Newman.
Yeah.
And Weston Carrico was the one that got knocked by Micah. And but then Weston Carrico like decided not to press charges because he knew he could have like ruined Micah's career or something. And, like, he was just associated with Newman, so he just kind of took the hit for it. But I mean, if I was Micah, I might have done the same thing.
Of course,
I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, stand up for him. So So all right, Jeff Nygaard. Why does he look like an angry '90s rapper all the time? I look at that dude and I'm like, yo, relax, you won. You know, like you're like that gangster rap. It's like you're a millionaire already.
Yeah.
Fucking smile for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Is that so? I guess my question is this, right? I have to have a question. Is that intensity that's just how he's built? Is that a default face? What's up?
Yeah. So he got the head coaching job my junior year, so 2016. And then he really tried to change the culture of like USC volleyball back to being focused on volleyball and winning, which I really liked. And he was trying to whip these like freshman and sophomore kids into shape. And he finally, in my senior year, he decided that as a freshman, you're not allowed to pledge a fraternity or do rush.
Right.
Like
Okay.
Pledge a fraternity for the whole first semester.
Mhm.
It's a really good idea. He made that like a mandatory.
Yeah, because that's your non-traditional season, right?
Yeah,
In the fall. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I remember, I like his mentality of just being like stoic and like strict and serious
Yeah.
about
Can you
volleyball first.
can you pull up a
because
picture of Jeff Nygaard, please?
That was
We're gonna put it on the.
that was my mentality too, and my focus at USC. Like I was so grateful for the opportunity to go to such a prestigious university where my family played before me, and I was just so like honored and grateful for that opportunity that I wanted to put academics first, but mainly volleyball first.
Yeah.
Honestly, like athletics first, and then academics, and then partying. Like less than 10% of my priorities and 10% of my life.
Yeah.
So me and Andy both were kind of that mentality of like focus on volleyball, like really try to develop your skills and your abilities throughout these 4 years here. And yeah, but like we noticed that a lot of like the freshmen, not a lot, but like some of the freshmen were just kind of like soft and entitled, and they were just complacent that they got on the team.
Yeah.
And a few of them quit, or a few of them just like were just kind of soft and like kind of wasting the opportunity.
Yeah, he struck me as an old school guy. I talked to John Mayer. I'm a good friend of John Mayer. I was actually with him at LMU last year, with the women's beach team. And he said the most intense partner he's ever played with was Jeff Nygaard, the most intense person that was like serious like all the fucking time. And I like that old school virtue because in my opinion, I know positive, like John's into this, what do you call us? Growth mindset and just like keeping things positive and this and that. And I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer. That positive mentality does help you win games, but I've never seen that win a championship.
Yeah.
I've never seen that win a chip. Somebody has to go through some shit. Okay. Someone has to be tested. Someone has to be, their mettle, their tolerance has to be tested. So when they're in a situation where it's game 5, it's 14 up, it feels like a normal day. Yeah. And if there's nervous energy, that nervous energy works for them instead of against them. Sometimes when you're giddy before a big game, it's like, Lucas, how you feel right now? I'm fucking nervous as shit. To some athletes like that, that only means they're ready. So it's one of those things where that's one of the things I liked about Jeff Nygaard, but at the same time, I've been one of his biggest critics because to me, it was about wins and losses. Like I'm getting new information from you about lurking variables, about freshmen that feel entitled and this guy and that guy. And I'm just like, how's this guy even still at USC right now? It is the hotbed for recruiting, right? It is USC. Everyone, at least locally and regionally and some, some foreign nations. You got Tina Gradina, who's with the beach team. My best friend's goddaughter, by the way.
Wow.
And I'm like, there's no fucking way you're going to be a head coach for 4 years, right? And you only have one winning season. That was the one you had to fight like hell to get back to 500, only to earn the right to get your head chopped off by Long Beach State. Yeah. And it was something, and I'm glad we're having this conversation right now. And I guess there's no question. I'm just saying, I'm glad we're having this conversation because the whole time I'm like, that dude, he just got to give it up to somebody else. But now I'm not thinking like that anymore.
Yeah, I think he's definitely has the right intentions of changing the culture to be. I don't know John Sproul too well, but I talked to like Hagen Smith about how he liked him and stuff, and he liked that John Sproul was like a pretty strict, no bullshit guy of like really try to develop as a player, develop as a person 3 or 4 years in college, and like don't waste the opportunity. I think Nygaard's trying to kind of emulate that and just be like just kind of a stoic, strict.
And it's also important to know that's who they are as a person. I mean that can be connected sometimes. Like me, again, I've coached for 21 years, but only in my 11th year did I learn that my coaching style sometimes was more through preparation than standing on the sideline, walking back and forth and this and that. What the best games I've ever coached is when I sat on my Brooklyn butt. And if there's something that needed to be said, it could wait till the timeout. If there's something that's immediate, I get up, hey, this and that. And it was one of those things through preparation. I thought the more that they were looking at me into the net, the more they're looking to me. I just wanted total concentration that way. And so my coaching style was different that way. So I think it's just about realizing who you are. And as you can see in this podcast, I'm many different people. So I'm like, okay, that guy's quiet. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Have you seen me at Tower 12, dude? Singing Truffle Butter and then Piano Man. It's like one way and this way. So yeah, it's good to know. I appreciate that about John Sparrow, and now I got a better understanding about Jeff Nygaard's about. I would have loved to have him on the podcast, but it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't do that, So you had a brother that played at USC?
My cousin Jack, he was the same age as me, and we grew up like a street apart from each other in San Clemente.
Okay.
And we played on every club team growing up together and every high school team growing up together. And
Where'd you grow up?
San Clemente.
Okay.
And we played club volleyball at 949, and
still good. Jesus.
Yeah. Our 15s year was the first year that club was a club.
Yeah.
And then we won a silver medal 15s year, a bronze 17s year.
Okay.
Or 16s year, maybe. And then we finally won gold our senior year in 18s.
Oh, that's storybook stuff.
Yeah. So we won every medal as like the first team to go through that club. And I remember 15s through 17s year, our coach was Brandon Talfaro, really legendary setter at UCLA. And I loved his demeanor as a coach.
Yeah.
He was really hard and really pretty just kind of like a dick as a coach, and I liked that. Like, he would stay very quiet and stoic during tournaments, and he would rarely call timeouts and yell and stuff, but he just expected greatness out of his players. And during practice, he wouldn't really coach us on technique ever.
Yeah.
He was just scrimmage against a team above you guys, and don't make errors. And then side out. If never don't side out twice in a row, and if we didn't side out 3 times in a row, then he would cuss us out and stuff. So you're kind of scared. And I kind of like that about Nygaard too. I was kind of scared of him because I respected him so much, and same with Talfaro.
Yeah.
I respect them so much as players and as people that I was scared to not give them 110% and not play my best volleyball. And so I don't think. That's what I was saying about some of those freshmen and stuff, that they didn't respect these coaches and realize that he's trying to be that person that's kind of intimidating and scary from the sidelines. And that's I like that as a coach. I don't need to be fucking encouraged.
And it's something that you hope that the younger classmen understand by the time they're a junior or senior, right? You look at I watched a documentary, the New York Giants thing. When the year that they beat the Patriots and the Patriots were undefeated, Michael Strahan was one of the people narrating or whatever, and he's like, I hated this man. Something about Tom Coughlin, because Tom Coughlin's if you're the meeting's at 1 o'clock, but if you come at 12:56, if you're not 5 minutes early, you get fined for being late. And he's just I hated this man. He skipped the entire camp, preseason camp, because he's going to retire, and he changed his mind. They fined him $900,000 for missing, and he's that was money well spent. And at the end, now all of a sudden it's a guy you would take a bullet for. So that you hope that when some of these guys who are stern and hard on these kids, and they understand that it's a character builder, that they come around and say, hey, you know what? Didn't like you in the beginning, but I get it now. I understand that. And that's what I'm hoping, optimistic, if not hopeful, this new generation, which is, to me, the best generation and the worst at the same time, for reasons we got a little time. We could definitely explore that. So I'll give you an example. At least with these guys, they have that's their reputation, and you know it coming in. It's not anyone that thinks they're going to come in and change that when that person's been like that, they deserve what they get. You know what you got. With me coming in, I was new. So for me to be stern was more imperative, because they don't know me. Who's this guy with a Yankee hat? Oh, he's new. Oh, we could do this. I'm like, okay, then you do that. I'll give you an example. First day of beach volleyball. I could give a ton of indoor examples, but this is the most fun one.
Yeah.
First day, Duran, who's the program director, gives me the group I call the knuckleheads.
Yeah.
The knuckleheads are the ones who already got the scholarships. They already got committed, so they got it all figured out. Miles Evans was the coaching. They backtalk him. Anyone that was young, it's forget his ass. Andrew Dentler, he was with us. Oz Burgess, who trains really hard. He's a strict Cubano.
Yeah.
So she gives me that group my first day.
Yeah.
So tell them to shag balls, right? So one girl's walking after a ball, and everybody else is, jogging it out. And I'm like, Georgia, you walking in my practice? So Georgia just looks at me and just keeps walking. So I go like this. And I'm like, Presley, come here for a second. Presley is Duran's daughter,
Okay.
who 5'3", youngest person to get a volleyball scholarship at 5'3", for beach at Hawaii.
Oh.
I'm like, do you know what the plank is? All right. And she's like, oh, it's like this. So she gets in the plank like this, right?
Yeah.
So she tries to get up. I said, don't get up. Don't get up. She goes, what? I said, don't get up. Don't get up. I'm like, Serena, that's your name? Plank. Why? There's no why. Plank. You know? Natalie, Plank. You know, I'm just naming names. I'm trying to remember names. Plank. So Georgia tries to get in the plank. I said, not you, them. I said, you shag. When you're done, then they can get up. So now they're in the plank looking at her like this.
Mm-hmm.
And now all the parents who come to all the practices were like, you know, entitled kids, because their parents don't even talk to them like that. And now the kids on the other net, the younger kids in the other net are like this. Like, okay. And my program director goes, I love this guy.
Yeah.
So that was my trial run. And I knew how to do that right away.
Yeah.
You know, and indoor, you know, guys can be dorks too, right? You tell them to pepper and they're just doing this and that. And I'm like, and you tell them, so you just do a simple bump and set drill, and the first 60 seconds, everyone looks good. Then all of a sudden the pass goes tight. And all of a sudden this gets double. Then he tries you hard and this goes over the net. Now a simple bump set and just, you know, shot to position 5 or 6. After 60 seconds looks like a mess. And now I'm like, now you're ready to listen to me? And now the parents who are up there looking down look at me like, okay, we understand you. So yeah, I totally get setting up an atmosphere where they have to respect the guy who knows what the F he's doing.
Yeah.
You know? Who else? Cousin? You got another family member?
Yeah,
SC?
just thinking about that, like that's why my mentality is like how it is because I grew up with a grass volleyball court right next to my house in San Clemente, and I learned from all my older cousins and all my older uncles and stuff of like, we would play with stake ball.
Did your father play too?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he played at USC, and then he played on the beach for a little bit.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like I learned, with stake ball. We would literally play with stake ball, and like when I was like 10 years old, 12 years old, like they would kick me off the court if I like would shank a couple balls and stuff. And then like you just can't take it personally. You just gotta like get better.
Yep.
So like they definitely raised me not to be soft, and like I've definitely learned how to play high level volleyball from my older cousins.
And I think we need more of that, because I'll tell you this: you go to Italy, they're not soft on their kids. You go to Russia.
Yeah.
Well, any Eastern European country, Latvia, Serbia, and Montenegro, if that's still their name, Poland. They're not cuddling. They're not cuddling their kids. So and good that you grew up in a culture where they didn't allow you to take the court until you could take care of first hit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's me. I got most of my training with the guys from I'm from New York. So our best players are an immigration population. A lot of guys from Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, Mocha, they live out there. And I used to play fours in Harlem.
That's sick.
It's free volleyball. It's a state park, Riverbank State Park. They still do it now.
Yeah.
And every now and then, this guy's in from Mocha for the weekend. This guy plays on the national team, and you got tall guys playing on the women's court because they can't pass, because they can't take care of first hit. It was for linemen, not for freshmen, boy. Yeah. And that man, and me being the only guy that probably spoke English, you know, we all spoke volleyball, but that's how I got my grind, you know. But very interesting about New York, though. The Russians in Brighton Beach, the Polish guys in South Brooklyn, they get together, they make a club team, they win an adult nationals. Wow. You know, I set for Balmeso for a little bit. In 2004, 2005, they won. They only lost a set. They were repeat champions for adult nationals. 1996, Poland, the entire team's Polish. 1996, they won. They won men's open. So wow. So talent-wise, quantitatively, California is always going to be bigger. But watch out for these crazy Europeans that got this training. You know. So you ever play in the Pottstown Rumble? Talked about grass.
No, I haven't.
Do you want it at some point?
Where is it?
In Pennsylvania, last week of June. Actually, Eric Baranek and Bill Kolinsky. Eric got in that last minute.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
God, I wish you had that highlight. You got that highlight?
Oh, what's up?
Bill digs his ball, and Eric slips. Yeah, he slips and busts his ass.
Yes.
So there's a whole bunch of people with your last name, and I want to know. I have a whole bunch of Yoders I want to ask you about. You ever heard of Ashley Yoder?
No, I have not.
Mixed martial artist.
Really?
So when I see her and I see the way she's built, and I see her like she's got this go-getter attitude. She got hit with a 1-2. She ate it. You know, she gets taken down. She's looking for submissions, and I'm like, that's Lucas's. That's Lucas's sister. It has to be. That has to be Lucas's sister. There it is. Ready? Pull it up on the screen. So this, and Bill slips, and the knuckle.
Wow. Eric fires me up.
So
I've never seen such an athletic play.
And then, of course, the favorite Lucas, the cutback, the crossbody. That's cool. So the cool thing is on a live feed, it comes up. So the guys, we got a bunch of questions too. Who's your favorite teammate your 4 years? It's so hard to pick one. So go with the first one that came to your mind.
Probably Benish. Because we played together since freshman year. We both started as freshmen.
Yeah. And
he has a good demeanor on the court too. And then it was such a privilege to play with Micah Christensen for 2 years. That was super fun.
He's the best setter in the world.
I think so too.
He's the best setter in the world. The man does it all. He jump serves, he blocks. His stack block is good. His swing block is good. His ability to close the hole the outside in, because that's my style of coaching. Most people think the middle have to fill it, but I played in Germany. Mm-hmm. It was the outside that filled it. And if you got to give up the goods somewhere in system, you really want to do it away from the net, hard line, highlight. Mm-hmm. Best setter in the world, does it all. Who is the team you look forward to playing the most?
I liked playing Stanford a lot, and I love playing UC Irvine. UC Irvine was kind of like a personal rival, definitely still a local rival of USC. Yeah. But
who's the lefty that played for them?
Saida. Michael Saida.
I remember because you played him on the beach.
I played with him on the beach. We won that first NCAA college championship.
You played with him against Hagen Smith and Blake? No, who's the other guy?
Bantle.
Yeah, Bantle.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Those guys in the finals.
Nice. So USC. All right.
No, UC Irvine.
UC Irvine.
Yeah, I always played really good. Yeah. I always played probably my best matches in the Brent Center, because that's where I grew up watching my older cousin Corey play. And when I in 2011 and before then, my cousin Corey won I think 2 national championships at UC Irvine.
Nice.
And I'll never forget watching that was my first exposure to high level indoor men's volleyball. Is watching that UC Irvine team and
the repeat champs, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when
Austin
was coaching. Even before Chris Austin.
Yeah.
It was Spittle but watching guys like Carson Clark.
Yeah.
And Dano.
That was a squad, dude.
And then Ryan Ammerman setting. It was 2009 even when I remember them beating Tony Torelli.
Yep.
And stuff his freshman year. Those are some legendary times.
So we NCAA, we've had 4 repeat champions. We had UC Irvine, won 2 in a row. We had Loyola Chicago that beat they beat Division II Lewis, one of those. That was a crazy MIVA finals. Mm-hmm. And Ohio State. Yeah. And then most recently Long Beach State, which I thought is very important for them to get over the hump with Ohio State. I remember one of the sets was 42-40 or something like that. No one wanted to give up the goods. Long Beach State earned it. They won. And so who's our next repeat champion? What does it look like? It's so broad, right?
I haven't followed the college rosters in a couple years. I'm not sure at all. I couldn't even throw a name out there.
Nice. Cool. What's your favorite spectator sport?
Spectator sport.
Basketball, football, MMA. For me, I'm in America. I love American football, but basketball.
College
basketball's
football
back.
March Madness is sick, and then the NBA is really cool to watch.
The NBA is back, dude.
Yeah, I think Los Angeles sports are going to blow up in these next few years.
Yeah. Kawhi Leonard's actually. I have all-time favorites, but I have recency bias. So my recent favorite is Kawhi Leonard. There's so many people who are so arrogant and they bring so little to the table, and this dude is so humble and just brings so much to the table. And he's good. He's a good player. Are you a Lakers guy or Clippers guy?
For sure, Lakers guy, but I mean the Clippers are going to be a very entertaining team to watch this year with Paul George and Kawhi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be sick.
What's up with this whole thing with LeBron James that he's getting all this heat from? I'm a little late in the house with the news. Can you pull that article up? He's got some
Yeah, so
blowback
there's
about
some China controversy of how
yeah.
they were having some preseason games in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And that's separate from China, the People's Republic of China,
Right.
which is communist.
Yep.
And Hong Kong is not communist. And I guess they're not. China was supposed to like acquire them or colonize them not until 2024. They're
Right.
not like, legally allowed to until 2024, but they're trying to. What's the word? What did we do to Puerto Rico?
Oh, like a Commonwealth. No, I don't know.
What's that?
It's a territory, like a Chinese.
Yeah.
Call it a Chinese territory.
Yeah.
But what was his exact quote, Miranda? If you saw it, I think he was tooling off on what somebody else said that was highly controversial.
The Rockets like a manager. Or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think. Look, and everybody's. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because everybody's like, oh, LeBron's selling out, and he's worried about money and this and that, and I'm like,
he's set for
he's
life.
already rich.
Yeah, he has that Nike lifetime deal.
He's already rich. What are you talking about? And honestly, this quote, and I read it briefly, is not the most controversial thing you'll hear him say that could have cost him money. He's been one of Donald Trump's biggest critics. I actually called him a bum, which could have hurt his bottom line because, right, Republicans wear sneakers too, which is really why Jordan, you never heard Jordan ever get into politics.
Yeah.
Because he had his, he's still the highest paid NBA player and he's not even playing.
Yeah.
So to me, it was one of those things where I think his conscience speaks to him. It's unfiltered and he's trying, because he knows everybody hangs on his every word. He's trying to be careful what he says. And if he's guilty of that, he's guilty of that. And I think, like I said, as you start to do more media, you stay with the AVP. I think you and him are going to make the draw a lot. And I think you go, this generation's finally starting to hit some of these top 5 teams in the mouth. Banesh and Roberts did it to Slick and Allen. So it's one of those things where I hope like your demeanor, your nature, you strike me as kind of introverted or whatever. I think that's something that works for you. It doesn't work against you. And that's what I respect about LeBron. Yeah. He wasn't thinking about his bottom line. He was thinking that, what was it about free speech, right? He says, he's basically saying, you're in another country. Our free speech is not, our free speech is not.
Breaks his silence.
Yeah. Let's do that one.
Where?
It's on the top. He breaks his silence. Boom. That's a YouTube video. So we're not hooked up for sound on that. So there's something I wanted to say about free speech, Lucas. Free speech, and I just want to remind everybody watching, free speech is only protects you from government prosecution. Everyone's like, I could say whatever I want, but no, Lucas, you have a job. You can't just say whatever you want. Your boss is gonna fire you.
Yeah.
If you criticize somebody, someone's allowed to criticize you back, because free speech in this country is a double-edged sword. Yeah. With that being said, just based on what I know, just my first take, he's right. You can't do whatever. You can't go to another country and say, this is how I am, and they have their own set of rules. And I think that's what he was trying to say. You put yourself and other players at risk, and I think that's all he was trying to say. Mm-hmm. You got no connection. You got cut off. She got cut off.
Speaking of free speech, it won't let me look it up.
Yeah.
I got cut off.
Here's another fan question. What's one or two things fundamentally from your indoor game that's helped you play on the beach? Well,
passing for sure. I think I'm a very strong receiver.
Yeah. And
just staying in system. My platform for sure. I'm a decent bump setter, and just ball control in general from the indoor game has really helped my beach style.
Look at that. Chris Austin joined.
What's up, Chris?
Steven Rochitz joined. Barefoot Juniors joined. Greg Romulus, the guy I played college ball, he played for Ferrell, who holds the still holds a record for most kills in a match, 61. He was 61 for 98 5 errors. which will never be broken because that was the side out era.
Yeah.
Where you could just trade side outs all day and whatever.
Yeah.
So basically what happened was I was still living with my mom, and my mom's like, it's Sunday, we're going to church, you're not playing. We had a makeup game against a Division III powerhouse called Roger Williams. And I wasn't there. Justin Stack, one of the more respected players in New York, he couldn't make it. Danny Moy, who was like in charge of the Strangers, Asian 9-man. If you ever seen Chinese 9-man, he runs New York Strangers.
Yeah.
So like the second, third, and fourth best offensive players on the team, not there. So it's just a setter, Greg, and a shitload of subs.
Yeah.
And they lost. It made from Sports Illustrated. He lost in 4 sets.
Yeah.
61 kills.
Wow.
You're like, you're trying to figure out how you can do that. You're like, all right, first of all, how many sets do I need? What's my margin for error? If I had 80 attempts, right? Could I get 61 kills? Fuck. And if there's a team that allows you to do that, if you beat them up too easy, you're not going to get to 61 kills either, right? Yeah. I mean, at this point, it takes 5 just to get to 40.
Yeah, right.
It takes 5 sets just to get to 40. Right. So you said you're passing. Is one of the things fundamentally, and I agree with that. I think indoor passing that has to go to a target where you're trying to run a play set, and that's why I love indoor, because the play running is it's an art and a science, and it's absolutely beautiful to watch. It's fucking glorious.
Right.
So that's one of the things I think indoor players bring. I talked to Greg Faulkner, played for Cal Northridge. Him, he said the block, because it was one of those things where his react, attack, and his steps transition to the beach smoothly, and now it's because he's by himself, he doesn't have to worry about filling a hole or whatever. It allows him to just be more aggressive and plant on someone and wait on someone, which is why like people are like, oh my, like indoor players are like, how the hell you get blocked 1-on-1 when you're beating 3-man blocks indoor? Because they're not running a play set, they're stationary, they're going to show you cross, they're going to jump in, something that you're doing a lot of 4 block switches and this and that, or just not just the 1s and 2s. So yeah, that was one of the things that I agree. I said, I talked to you and I was like, outside hitter, I bet he's going to say pass.
Yeah.
I'm going to say pass. Yeah. Serve too. Some people have really good indoor. Chris Johnson, KJ, a jump serve that like comes down on you like a ton of bricks when he's streaky. So when he's on you, have you ever played against him on the sand? You know what I'm talking about? Chris Austin's partner?
Yeah,
KJ?
I've never played against those guys, but they were really fun to watch in qualifiers and stuff this summer.
His serve to space is sick.
Really?
It's almost indoor, because it's weird, because like you see a lot of people that jump serve on the beach and you're like, okay, I can pass that. I've seen faster serves on a with more court to cover with less reaction time, and he brings that indoor serve to outdoor that is just it's like every time someone passes, you feel like the sand shakes. It's tricky. Those kind of servers, they miss a lot, and you've seen them. That's a type of person, and you've seen that in your volleyball career. Like this guy can miss them all, or he can, if he catches hot, we're in trouble. You know?
For sure.
Cool. Have you followed beach volleyball at all for USC?
USC,
for the women's team.
Yeah, for sure. Like Sarah Hughes was in my grade.
Yep.
So she was like really cool to watch.
She's like the next Misty May, you know? Yeah.
She's a baller and definitely like motivation for me to like pursue beach volleyball kind of.
I've always liked her style.
Yeah.
I've always she wasn't I'm not talking about attitude. I mean, because her attitudes she's not mean-spirited. She's just a cool person. Yeah. She's just a chill person. But her competitive nature, I've always liked her style. And I've always liked that she had time to say hi to everybody. Yeah. She walked by in the summer practice, and I'm like, Sarah, come say hi to the kids. For her, there's always time for that. And I think because the sport's not as popular as people think it is, we as players and coaches, we have to accommodate. Yeah. We have to accommodate. And this is what I'm so glad when some of these guys on their way out just keep going, man. Just close the door all the way behind you. Kid wants an autograph. He didn't stop you when you're eating. He stopped you and you're at the players' tent. Just fucking that's why you're there. Give him an autograph. Yes. Mixed martial arts, those guys are extremely careful about taking care of the people, their fans, You've seen it. Come on, you're an NBA guy. You see like the guys leaving and there's a kid that has his hand out, for a high five, and it would mean like anything in the world. It would mean the whole world for Kobe or someone like that just to acknowledge, and they just go by, and they just go by, you know.
The question about favorite spectating sport, I'd have to say tennis, actually.
Yeah.
Like watching like Nadal play and watching Federer play, and how they sign. They take like 5 minutes, 10 minutes after their match. To hit those balls out that they signed and stuff, and then like really like when they're walking through the tunnel and stuff, they'll stop for like a couple minutes and just like high five all the kids and like give signatures out on like random stuff. I think that's super cool.
I think volleyball collectively can take a bunch of tips from tennis because the format's almost the same, like the way FIVB set up, representing your country and stuff like that. Favorite player, tennis? I love me some Federer.
Federer is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, ambassador, citizen of the world.
Yeah,
he goes against an American guy. They're cheering for him. He goes against Andy Murray in Wimbledon.
Class act.
In Wimbledon, and they're cheering for him.
Federer, and then Djokovic, and then Nadal.
Yeah, Djokovic is awesome. Djokovic is like a Jeff Nygaard of tennis. Just that serious look all the time. Yeah, I like Nadal. Serena is a savage. Serena is the reason anyone watches women's tennis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I remember this guy from Indian Wells who ran Indian Wells is like, oh, the women should be on their knees thanking the men that or whatever, and this and that. And I was like, clearly, you know, he got in trouble. He got in some hot water for those comments, but I'm like, clearly you've not seen Serena.
Yeah.
There are people, I have friends in New York that only watch tennis, men's or women's. Serena.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Yeah, she is. So cool. Do you play?
No, I like to hit it around a little bit. My backhand is pretty weak. I definitely say I have a stronger ping pong game.
Okay, cool. So are you good with attachment sports?
Like paddle sports?
Well, baseball, bats, golf clubs, rackets.
Definitely ping pong's my strongest, and then I've been playing a little pickleball recently. Pickleball is like the fastest growing sport in North America.
Yeah, we got them.
So
got them north of the pier. I see.
Really?
Them. Yeah, we got courts north of the pier.
On the sand.
On the sand.
That's paddle tennis.
Oh no, that's might be paddle tennis.
Pickleballs is on a fourth of a tennis court.
Okay.
And it's sick. It's like
your Twitch reaction has to be.
Yeah, the first time I played, I lost to this like 75-year-old guy wearing 2 knee braces. He was basically immobile, and he just worked me. And I was taking like 5 or 6 steps to his every 1 step. He just read me like a book. And I was like, damn, like this is a cool sport.
Everybody's like, Lucas, you're all right. You're like, I'm fine.
Yeah, I was humbled real quick. So I was like, dude, I need to get better at this sport because I'm so competitive. So like, my mom loves playing that game. Pickleball's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God, I've Geraldine Poon, one of my friends, she can't really move around for volleyball anymore. She's like, I got the pickleball, and I'm like, you just made that up, right? That's a made up name. That's what? So you could sound like an athlete. What is that? Well, I don't even know what the fuck. What? But then I saw it, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's cool. Doubles is fun.
Yeah, man. Cool, dude. So pickleball's a sport you like to play. That's what you. No, you said ping pong.
Yeah, ping pong.
That's your thing.
Favorite. Yeah.
Cool. So which sport do you suck at besides pickleball? You're like, I don't suck. I just got word by someone that was good. He's like, I don't suck at any sport.
Yeah, I'm bad at pickleball for sure.
Yeah. Mine is golf.
I'm bad at golf for sure.
Yeah. My whole family they all swing and they're all good, man.
Really?
Kelly, also tennis. She was a top 50 player, juniors player. So I think she was more tennis before she met me. We've been together 8 years, and now she plays more. She plays more than I do right now. I'm supposed to be the volleyball guy, the 30-year plaar. She's probably playing after work, and I'm like, I don't want to play.
Yeah, I prided myself on in high school and stuff, and growing up, just being as diverse as possible and playing as many sports as possible. So I love just to try to be coordinated and first try being able to juggle a soccer ball 100 times, 200 times maybe, and then I grew up right next to the beach, so I love surfing, skidboarding, swimming in the ocean and stuff.
So you're more of an ocean guy than a pool guy.
I used to play water polo. I was a pretty good goalie, just because I have such a long wingspan and stuff, and I could read when they were throwing.
What is your wingspan?
Good. My wingspan, I've never honestly measured it, but
Miranda gets a tape measure.
It's probably 6'5". I think it's a little bigger than mine.
Mine's actually 6'8". I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1".
No way.
Yeah, I'm a walking group hug. It's 80 inches.
6'8". That's
Yeah.
gnarly.
See where it starts. Actually, I'm on the TV screen right now, and I pretty much lost an arm. Right? If you look behind you on the screen, I pretty much. Come on, all of you. As we say in Brooklyn, all of you is come on, give me a hug, give me a hug. Yeah, it's one of those things that may be a good blocker. I'm a setter.
Yeah.
I was an outside hitter in Germany, but converted to a setter because I was able to just have the hitter just see the top of the tape, and then I was able to just get quick hands up and hands down. In fact, we geared our defense around it because everybody will bump me. So and Polam, I'm 6'1". Everyone's gonna be like, "Yeah, you got to go at him, and that was our trap. But that was our mouse trap. Go at me. You're not gonna see me until you're already halfway into your swing, and now you're fucked.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that I did well. Yeah. I ran into Jeff's a guy named Mario Tribic. He was a coach in the Netherlands, and he looked at me and he says, "You're 6'1", you're left-handed. What's your wingspan?" I said, "I don't know." He measured it. It's 80 inches. He said, "Set. Forget about outside hitting."
Yeah.
I was a lefty. I hit left side because it's just easy on my shoulder.
Yeah.
You just swing through, instead of like opening up and all that. So, yeah, then I ended up coaching his son. I was coaching Hunter High School, and that Olympic coach, Barcelona, by the way, they won the silver. They lost to Brazil, and then beat the Italians. They won the gold. His name is Mario Tribic.
Okay.
And I met him when I was in Germany. I was doing an end around with the military, this hush hush mission with the Italian army and the American army. So, and it's small world. It's a small world. I ended up coaching his son at Hunter High School in New York. And that's pretty cool, dude. So, most exciting team you went against on the beach?
Most exciting team?
Most team you were up for? I have a really good match watching you play Burek and Satterfield. That was my most. I watched a bunch of your matches because I'm up till 2 a.m. every night because I can't sleep. I'm still a night owl.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just watch matches.
Yeah.
So most exciting venue for you? Let's start there.
Probably Manhattan Beach this year.
Yeah.
I love playing, and I've only qualified for tournaments in California.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I love
you have superpowers.
I've only qualified in California for sure.
Oh my
God. San Francisco last year was pretty fun.
You go to Chicago, they're like, "You have no powers here, Gandalf the Grey."
Yeah, actually, I think I need like the home court advantage or something, or like the deep sand. So yeah, now living in Hermosa Beach, I'm looking forward to next summer because it's a hotbed of just players and stuff. But I don't train at all in the off season, so maybe in February or March I'll try to get into that 1440 training squad.
Hell yeah.
Or just play with my friends.
Good coaching. Free can't miss or free coaching and capable coaches. I've met Arturo, good coach. Pompeo, one of the best beach coaches I ever met.
Really?
I've been coaching for 21 years. He's been coaching beach for 30. I have this mix of indoor and beach, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's call it 15 and 6.
Okay.
15 years, 6 here. He has 30 on the beach.
Wow.
Think how many times the fucking rules have changed in 30 years.
Yeah.
That's when people were allowed to block a serve indoor. Okay, you watch the '84 Olympics, watch play 3 in a gold medal match. Craig Buck touch blocks a serve, and then they covered, and I'm like, he can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
What? He just did that.
Now I think you're allowed to attack a serve. You can't block it. But no one floats.
No, nobody's gonna do it.
Attack it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Serving.
All right. So Barefoot Juniors has a question. Lucas, if you had to form an indoor team with Jason D playing, I guess that's me. Where would you put him position-wise?
Setter. You just told me.
Yeah. Cool.
Setter.
See, they're trying to trap me. He's on the bench where he belongs.
No, you get dish for sure.
Yeah, I got fast indoor. I have the cool thing that transitioned for me because I only got to play beach late. I got into it way too late. I'm 50 next year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 49 now, but 50 in July. And I played the Manhattan Beach Open 3 years ago because I wanted to play one time before I got too old. But the one things that were easy, I just kept my fast release. There was no spin. The referees are more forgiving with spin if you don't take it in and out. I had Ref Carson on my podcast, and he says we tend to call the rotation if someone does this and this.
For sure.
It has to be immaculate. But high release, this and that, they allow forward spin because forward is both hands. It's not in one hand and out the other.
Yeah.
And something you need to know that you probably already know, doubles. Most referees call a double how it comes in, where a lot of the beach people think it's how it comes out.
Oh,
Carry is how it comes out. Double is how it comes in.
Yeah.
Watch any FIVB game. They blow the whistle right after he sets. They don't wait for it to come out and then watch. So, and I was like, wow, it's a fast whistle. And he just educated me that that's something. He spoke for himself because you can't speak for all refs. Some of them are just Nazis and some of them are not. Cool. You got a laugh out of that one. Barefoot Juniors. Favorite actor or first actor that comes to your mind?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, he actually spoke at our graduation.
He's a Trojan too, right?
Yeah,
He's a
USC.
man of Troy. All right.
He's a hilarious actor.
Cool,
So
man.
that's our Will Ferrell.
Yeah, Denzel Washington, I guess for me. I saw him in The Hurricane, about the movie about Reuben Hurricane Carter.
I've seen the movie Flight.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Holy sugar. Yeah,
Good
I've seen
movie.
him. I go back as far as Glory when he's in the Civil War, dude. Man, it was Morgan Freeman, Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. So I assume you got a favorite Will Ferrell movie. Is it old school?
Old school is good, but I'd honestly say either like Zoolander. He's Mugatu in Zoolander.
Yes.
Or
look at Miranda. Miranda, you got to zoom in on you on that one.
Zoolander or like Kicking and Screaming is a classic that like, people overlook too. And then I like Talladega Nights. He's pretty funny in Talladega
I was just gonna
Nights.
say that too. Yeah.
And then there's one other one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, all of his movies are solid.
I think you're gonna see a satirical curve with him. Like he's been doing old school and these funny things where he's over the top, and I think a lot of actors have to do that to make money. But you're gonna see satirical curves. Like he did a George Bush thing.
Yeah.
Like where he was George Bush for an hour on HBO. And I think because of the money he made, isn't that crazy? Did you see it?
That's funny. No, I haven't.
If I can saw it, I got to
HBO.
just give you the DVD. George, it was called I Am George Bush or something like that. And for 45 minutes, he basically, it was in George Bush character.
Yeah.
And just talked about, he's got a big pair of balls between his legs, dude. So favorite female actor? Listen, we could think sexy. We ain't got to just say Meryl Streep and respect the art. Whatever happened to hot?
Yeah, actually. I'm trying to think movies, female actor. Maybe.
You see how we're missing them?
Drawing a blank.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me think though. Like no one big name. I'm trying to think. Like,
Yeah. Well,
movies where like a good leading actress.
they're just not. They don't write scripts for. That's a tough question because they don't really write scripts for powerful women, female leads. Men, we could roll off a half a dozen now.
Yeah.
I threw it to you. Because
I
I
just saw
wanted
the
to.
movie Hustlers though, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and that's like all about like women empowerment.
Yeah. Well, me, I have to go far back as like Charlize Theron, like Monster.
Yeah.
Halle Berry, I just qualify myself from being objective. She's my perfect woman. I actually married someone. I was married like in 2000 or whatever. I actually married someone that looked like her, and that didn't work. I'm just a fucking idiot, dude. I married someone that looked like her. She had like Cameron Diaz's hair style, but Halle Berry's dark color, her complexion, Cameron Diaz's smile. So it was like this girl's like this gene splice between Cameron Diaz and whatever. So you got to know that she's cray cray.
Yeah.
So because you're like, wait a second, she's single.
I like Cameron
and she's
Diaz.
smiling at me.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz might be like a top 3 for sure actress.
Yeah, and she's another versatile, like Will Ferrell. I think another versatile actress that kind of does this and that to make her money, so she could do her thing.
Oh, and Ben Stiller's wife. I don't know her name, but she like acts with him in Zoolander. She's in like a few other ones with Ben Stiller. Dodgeball. Yeah, she's in Dodgeball too. That chick.
No, hers is like.
Oh, from Brady Bunch?
It's Ben. No. It's actually Ben Stiller's wife in real life.
Shit.
But she's like his. I think Dodgeball is one of my favorite movies too.
Yeah. I love it. We got it. Any the rare occasion that we actually have time to watch television, because I got a bunch of TVs in this room, but
Mhm.
if you were a betting man, they would all be sports. Right? Yeah, it's like when the Olympics come, I got this court here, this here. I take like a picture. I'm watching
Yeah.
all three at the same time. Any particular favorite TV show?
South Park. South Park's probably a favorite from like high school.
Fuck you laughing
College, college memories.
Some
I love
funny
South Park.
episodes.
In high school, I used to
Yeah.
watch like shows like Ancient Aliens.
Yeah.
Honestly, just like weird like sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch much TV.
Ancient
though.
Aliens, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty interested in like sci-fi stuff like that.
I think I speak for Miranda on this. When you're deep in studying, you're playing, and you're watching, you're living in the video room like a hermit.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure USC, that wasn't just a coach's thing. My guess is that was a player's thing too.
Mhm.
You limit yourself to maybe 4 programs a week, you know,
Yeah, I don't,
and not
like,
because
binge
TV's
watch
bad,
too.
but because
Yeah.
it's good, and you're like, I can't have another fucking show
Yeah,
that I
I've
have to
never
catch
got
up.
into, like,
Yeah.
Breaking Bad or
No.
Prison Break or
Yeah, but you can't because you'll be addicted.
Game of Thrones. I never watched
Yeah.
those series. I don't like to conform to what
No.
like, society does, honestly.
Well,
So,
the good thing about miniseries is that you watch it and you're done. You don't have to follow it.
that's
Like
why I
Game,
like movies.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours.
yeah, like Game of Thrones, 10 episodes, and then you're done for the rest of the year. I'm good with that. You know, Walking Dead, I think you have a different writer in this and that. And
Yeah.
sometimes I don't love it, and sometimes I do. But if I had to pick a show that's not sports, I have to think really fucking hard.
Really?
Like I look at my DVR. I have Inside the NFL. I got
Yeah,
this. I got Minnesota played Wisconsin women's volleyball. I DVR that. I'm 3
Yeah.
days ago. I haven't watched that yet. You
I
know?
watch a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Me and Andy Benish both. It's like when we were talking on
Yeah.
Friday and stuff about like playing together next year,
Mhm.
he was talking about like Mole and Sorum.
Yeah.
They have their YouTube channel, Beach Volley Vikings. And he
Yep.
was telling me, he was like, dude, I probably watched like 150 hours
Yeah.
of them playing.
Did you see their top 10 plays? They did their top 10. Mullen,
Uh,
the Mullen Sorum top 10 plays. They're really cool. That's,
no, but I bet that's
yeah, go on their wall and you'll see it.
Okay.
I actually messaged him. I said, come see me. You want someone to actually call the highlights on the top 10.
Yeah.
I know a guy, me, you know. So yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I moved here. I think I'm blessed and cursed with the gift of gab. You know, we're already an hour in, and you might want to get the fuck out of here at some point.
No, that's
You know,
fine.
but at our home games.
Okay.
It was Mike Dodd, Tim Hove, Travis Mewhirter,
Yeah.
who, you know, writes for Volleyball Magazine, Rob Aspero,
Yeah.
who was like this, and the
Rob
5 of
on
us.
the
So they
mic.
call us the Fab Five
Okay.
because like color commentary and like play-by-play guys, most of the time you need 2 people
Uh-huh.
and they bounce off of each other, but there's a handful of people that can do it all. And I was so glad they gave me the opportunity. I plowed through it with a tank. You know, so I messaged them. I said, "Hey, do your top 10, and I will blow it the fuck up." You made one of my top 10s.
Really?
You're on YouTube, so when you get a chance, look up Our Internet's Dead. We usually use that. We have a 4th camera set up to this, so the fans can see it. So
Yeah.
we can't
Usually
do it
does
now.
things.
But top 10 plays of Hermosa Beach last year.
Okay.
You were playing Burek and Satterfield, and I was it Hagen Smith.
That was with Eric Brannick.
Eric Baranek.
Yeah.
So there was a ball Eric dug and it went over and out
Oh yeah.
off the court, and you came back and brought it in, and
Yeah.
they're just like, "Hey, wait a minute!" And then Satterfield just tried to hit one, and you just kind of like clamped him, and they had this little discussion with the ref, and I was like, I think that made like 5 on my top 10, and I was like, was that play legal? You guys decide. And everybody's like, legal, yeah, legal,
Shit.
legal, yeah.
Yeah,
it was-
'cause I brought it back outside the intent.
you did.
Yeah.
You did. And it was crazy. I mean, I probably would have made higher on the list if Eric, like the way you brought it back, I thought Eric was going to crack it. I thought Eric should just fuck it. It was 5 feet off, but Eric's got a good like elbow
Yeah.
back, elbow forward.
Eric's such a
Just pop,
star.
pop, you know? Yeah, good for him this year. Great year for him, huh?
I know.
Yeah,
Seriously.
finally. Yeah. And you know what I like about Eric? When I ask him the podcast, he's like, when? Just tell me when and where. He's fucking cool. Eric is I consider a friend. I have levels to friends. Like Greg is my brother from another mother. You got Rob McLean, who played with Rob Diorora.
Yeah.
He's from New York, so and I think she knows him. You can zoom in on you. We got to do this. Everybody want to try to get with me.
The beach volleyball community of the South Bay is an awesome thing. It's such a privilege to live here and like just be around all those guys.
Yep.
It's super fun.
Well, shoot, it's a privilege actually to have you on the show right now, and And I'm glad. I usually have questions and subject matter that we can delve in it. So if there's some of the questions you're just like, okay, I don't know. That's my fault. But it was one of the things I was just, because you're introverted and I'm labeling you. And for that, I apologize.
Sure.
It's one of those things where if I felt like if I just started with volleyball and then worked from there, people get to see a fun side of you. You're a fucking fun dude. You really are, dude. Because when everyone said, when I told people you were going to be in the podcast, they're like, Lucas Yoder. And I'm like, yes. Like, yeah, Lucas Yoder. What are you trying to say? The guy don't talk? He talks. He speaks whole sentences. He's got a college degree.
Yeah, I just kind of stay off the grid. Like, I don't have social media. I don't have Instagram or Facebook or anything. But
so, comedically, what's one of the funniest things you've seen on YouTube?
Funniest things?
Like Chappelle or just... I used to love Chris Rock clips. I would just watch when I wanted to fucking feel better.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's like, Chris Rock would be like, he said, fat people could tease skinny people all they want. Fuck that skinny bitch, you bulimic. I hope you choke on a crouton. He says, but skinny girls can't tease fat girls. That's just mean.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Does she freebase gravy? Look at these fat bitches. So
True.
Chris is like, he's one of those guys that get to speak off the cuff and not be in hot water.
Much comedy.
No.
Comedy stuff.
Nope. He's like, why? Why would you ask that?
I need to lighten up, I guess.
No, it's all right. Listen, it takes 50, what is it? Like 17 muscles to smile, 53 to frown or something like that. So don't make sure you don't frown too much. You look like one of those old Romanian people. You ever see like older people where they're not mad. That's just how their face looks. And after a while, all of them start to look alike. Like you look at old films of like, who's the guy, Ian McKellen? Right? Him and Patrick Stewart. Their face starts to look alike. Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. I'm like, are you guys brothers? No, they're just fucking old and frowning. Yeah. 90s rappers. You know. Oh man, shit. I guess that's all I got. You got anything for Miranda? Do you talk? I put a microphone by you.
Sorry.
All right, so
covered a lot.
Lucas, hey, absolute pleasure, man. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for chatting with me. At some point, I'll come. This thing takes off a little bit. I come a little bit more prepared because I like to get 2 guests in. Maybe you, like Jeff Samuels, texts for me sometimes. So there's usually it's a volleyball person like her or Jeff, and we just go back and forth. Like Doug Namashento, we had fun. Eric Baranek, I had on with Troy Field.
Oh yeah.
So, and those two are like thick as thieves. So you can imagine the two of them together. That's like
good entertainment value right there.
Cool. But hey, but for now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Lucas Yoder, and for Miranda, I'm Jason DeBias. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We're out.
Nice.
We were in an hour 7, bro.